Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and today we're going to look at double standards. On Tuesday, October 5th, 2017, the world changed and yet somehow still remained the same. On that day, the New York Times published an article about Harvey Weinstein and allegations of decades of sexual misconduct. This simple article about a shitbag Hollywood producer opened the hashtag #MeToo floodgates. Suddenly, men everywhere were being accused of sexual harassment, losing their jobs, and being outcast from society as due process was butt-fucked while listen and believe became a horrific reality. While some of these guys admitted to their behavior, many denied allegations. Tavis Smiley has just filed a lawsuit against PBS. While he admits to banging some of his subordinates, he says it was all consensual, and he claims that the firing was racially motivated. Whether it was racially motivated or not, we do know he was fired for simple allegations of sexual misconduct. One thing has been clear for the last 4 months. Simply being accused is enough to ruin careers. But the winds may be changing. Maybe. Not because society has collectively realized how goddamn dumb it is to destroy people based on unsubstantiated claims. No, that'd be too easy. As long as it's only men being accused, listen and believe will always be enough. But what happens when that same standard is applied to a female? A California Assemblywoman is giving us a clue, and as you might have guessed, suddenly listen and believe isn't so appealing.
California Assemblywoman Cristina Garcia denies groping allegations. A California state lawmaker at the forefront of the #MeToo movement faces a growing number of sexual misconduct allegations herself. 4 former employees filed a formal complaint against Democratic Assemblywoman Cristina Garcia.
Well, there you go. 4 people have come forward with charges. Career over. That's how the world works now, right? Oh wait, she doesn't have a penis, so the rules are different.
Another says he was fired after protesting when she suggested playing Spin the Bottle. Garcia has authored numerous bills about sexual assault and consent. She was even recently featured in Time magazine's Person of the Year issue recognizing #MeToo movement's silence breakers.
Oh, and did I forget to tell you this hag has been helping ruin men with the #MeToo bullshit?
But now she is on voluntary leave as investigators look into claims she groped 2 men. Daniel Fierro was working in the California State Capitol when he says Garcia cornered him at a softball game. I remember feeling a little confused about what happened, Fierro said. She touched you sexually, Villarreal asked. Yeah, her hand dropped down. She grabbed my butt. And I spun around, and as I turned, she tried to reach for my crotch, and she did, Fierro said. When Villarreal asked Garcia whether Fierro's claims happened, Garcia said no. What do you remember happening that day, Villarreal asked. I was at the game at the end of the game, and I left with some staff and with some members, and so I have faith that the investigation will make sure and have the facts around it and clear my name, Garcia said. A second unnamed accuser also claims Garcia made a graphic sexual proposal before groping him, something she denies. 4 former state employees that have filed a formal complaint allege Garcia talked openly about sexual activities with other elected officials, claimed to have sex in assembly offices, and said having sex was a good way of getting information. That's definitely not anything that happened. Not only did I not have those conversations, but I'm also not engaging in sex for information or for votes, Garcia said.
Whoa, no one suggested you slept with people for votes. That's a weird jump. They simply said you were bragging about sex with colleagues. Are you giving up your pussy to get support for bills? That would make this a much bigger story. That's no longer sexual harassment, that's bribery and corruption. Unfortunately, the reporter didn't follow up on this, so for now we'll just have to wonder. But man, that kind of came out of nowhere.
As a #MeToo activist, she's called on those accused of harassment to resign immediately, but she does not plan to do that herself. I don't know if I would go so far as to say that it's hypocritical. What I do know is that it's incredibly questionable, Fierro said. I'm going to be respectful of the process. I've been trying really hard to be respectful of people coming forward, Garcia said. I've never had allegations like this against me. Garcia is yet to be interviewed by investigators. She's on unpaid leave until the investigation is complete. There's no clear timeline on when that will be.
He doesn't know if this makes her a hypocrite? Let's take a look.
Assemblyman Raul Bocanegra resigns amid sexual misconduct allegations. Facing mounting allegations of sexual misconduct, Assemblyman Raul Bocanegra on Monday announced that he would resign immediately rather than serving out the remaining 9 months of his term. In a statement posted to his Facebook page, the Los Angeles Democrat said he would not wait for the outcome of the legislative investigation into allegations to resign. I did not want to undermine the credibility of any accusers so that each of us would have access to a fair due process. I believe in our system of innocent until proven guilty, and that the truth would come out, clearing my name and reputation, he wrote. But clearly the principle of innocent until proven guilty has been temporarily lost in a hurricane of political opportunism among the self-righteous in my case, to the detriment of both the accuser and the accused.
Back in November, one of her colleagues, Raul Bocanegra, resigned over very similar allegations. And what did #MeToo activist Cristina Garcia have to say then?
Assembly Speaker Anthony Rendon announced an independent investigation of the allegations, and said he would move to expel Bocanegra if they were substantiated. Several Democratic Assembly members, including Cristina Garcia of Bell Gardens and Todd Gloria and Lorena Gonzalez Fletcher of San Diego, called on him to resign immediately.
She went from "you need to resign immediately" when it was him. Now that it's turned back on her, she thinks the process should be respected. And her accuser can't figure out if that's hypocritical? What the fuck do you think that word means? It's the same goddamn situation. And unless you can give me a good explanation of how grabbing a crotch is different based on the crotch of the person grabbing, of course it's hypocritical. Having a vag doesn't change sexual harassment. Now look, I don't know if this idiot did the thing she's been accused of, and on principle alone I agree. She shouldn't have to step down. The process should be allowed to play out. However, if I'm considering karma, it's really hard to feel bad for her or defend her right to stay in her job when she's been such a cunt about it to men who are accused the same way. She's been a part of this #MeToo bullshit. She helped run an assemblyman, one of her fucking colleagues, out of office as #MeToo looks under every rock for a man who might have made a tasteless joke or an awkward sexual advance. I don't want her career ruined over allegations, but I want the standard applied to everyone. Our own history has shown how moronic listen and believe is. People were murdered as witches. Black men were hanged for rapes they didn't commit. Obama was elected president. Listen and believe leads to bad shit. There's only one way for this bullshit to end. Men need to report every incident of women acting this way, of making sexual advances. I know it's not normally in our nature. We laugh it off and move on with our day. But much like alimony, until women have to face the same consequences as men, nothing is going to change. When they have to face the same bullshit we do, then the bullshit will stop. Alright guys, that is going to wrap up this one. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'm the Ranting Monkey, and I'll see you next time.
That's definitely not anything that happened. Not only did I not have those conversations, but I'm also not engaging in sex for information or for votes, Garcia said.
Your life makes me sad.